What's going on, everybody? The Indiana Fever just lost a big-time game against the Las Vegas Aces, and man, oh man, this was an up and down game. The Las Vegas Aces are a really good team, so considering the fact that Caitlin Clark had a really bad game, the Indiana Fever only losing by 11 isn't the worst thing in the world. There could be worse losses. The Indiana Fever did start off this game really well, but when A'ja Wilson got going, the Indiana Fever didn't have a stop for her, and it seems like when she got going, the rest of the Aces squad got going, and it just all went downhill from there. To be fair, the Indiana Fever really don't have a good matchup against A'ja Wilson. The best matchup they had, in my opinion, was Timmy Fagbinley, but from looking at the stat sheet, she had the worst plus-minus on the entire team in the 17 minutes she played, so the defense I saw, on the court versus what I'm seeing in the stat sheet are not lining up. Kelsey Mitchell played great in this game, and every single time the Indiana Fever go down big time, it seems like Kelsey Mitchell is the reason they get back into the game. The only reason they weren't able to secure the W today was because Caitlin Clark didn't come to play. She had a bad game. And look, the Indiana Fever can't expect to win games if Caitlin Clark is not playing at her best. I know she knows it, so we're not going to beat that dead horse. She knows she's got to play better. I expect her to come out next game and have another one of those signature Caitlin Clark games. Today was an off game. She's going to get it together. Either way, let's break down the good and bad from the Indiana Fever's loss against the Las Vegas Aces because there are some things that need to be addressed. Now, check out this first play. Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston run a pick and roll, and notice how the defense leaves Aaliyah Boston wide open off of it. Now, look at the other side of the court. Look, Aaliyah Boston does the same thing with Kelsey Mitchell, and they're going to give her this mid-range shot. She sinks it. I like this play. Aaliyah Boston has to take these because they're giving her these shots. Later on in this game, you'll see a whole lot of Aaliyah Boston being left wide open and her not shooting the shot, and it's to the detriment of the Indiana Fever. She's got to get back to pre-Olympic break Aaliyah Boston. I made videos about it. She was shooting a whole lot of jump shots. Right now, she has been shooting them. She hasn't been hitting them at a high rate, so she's got to get back in her groove because we've seen her hit mid-range shots at a very high level like before the Olympic break, so she's got to get back to that level. Now check this out. A'ja Wilson gets the ball down low. She goes up for a layup and she misses, but notice Lexi Hull going for that block and she's out of the play. She's way off, out of bounds, and notice how she gets right back into the play and she gets this jump ball. This is what I like to see. Lexi Hull's defensive intensity and effort was a lot of the reason why the Indiana Fever started off strong. When she plays with effort like she does, it just changes the morale of the entire team. It changes the pace and the mentality of the entire team. Look, Lexi Hull is not the best defender. We've seen that on this channel. She has made her mistakes. Mechanics-wise, no, she's not. But when it comes to effort and intensity, she is better than nearly anybody in the league. She is going for it, and that's why we like to see Lexi Hull on the court, and that's why I can't wait to get that Lexi Hull jersey. Shout out Seth, man. Now look at this. Once again, to the Indiana Fever's detriment, they are leaving A'ja Wilson wide open. You can't leave her wide open. That's one of the biggest things she's improved on this season. She's become a better shooter. You can't leave her open. I know you did a scouting report, so I'm questioning why you're helping off of A'ja here. I understand Lexi Hull is probably expecting rotation to come, but that's one of the things we've highlighted on this channel. The Indiana Fever players don't know how to rotate. That is why they give up so many three-point shots. That's why they have such bad perimeter defense. They don't know how to rotate. So I don't understand why we keep helping off players expecting help to come. It's never going to come. Now look at this next play. The Las Vegas Aces get it down low in the paint, and what a block from Alyssa Smith, and what a save from Lexi Hull. This is what I like to see. This is effort. The Indiana Fever players, no, they don't play with the best defensive execution. No, they're not going to rotate. We already talked about that, but the Indiana Fever players do play with defensive intensity and effort sometimes, and when they play with intensity and effort, good things happen for this ball team. I'm not saying they got to go hard the entire game. I'm not saying they go 50 miles per hour. That's impossible, but what I'm expecting from them is effort throughout the entire game. At least out-effort the other team. That'll make up for your bad defense. Now, look, we have to showcase Erica Wheeler's improvements. Notice how when she comes off this screen, the defender goes under it, and that gives her a wide-open three-point shot, and she drills it. She takes it. She drills it. Look, if the defense is going to go under these screens, she has to shoot the ball because eventually they're going to stop going under, and they're going to fight over the screens, and that's going to give Erica Wheeler more pick-and-roll options, and that's going to cut out what we've seen so much from Erica Wheeler, which is her dribbling the ball for like 15 seconds and nothing happening on the play. When she shoots these shots that they give her and she sinks them, oh yeah, good things are happening. Now look at this defense from the Indiana Fever. Chelsea Gray brings it down low into the paint, and the Indiana Fever defense collapses on her. That leaves Alicia Clark wide open on the three-point line in the corner too. You cannot do that. That is just too easy of a shot. Look, Alicia Clark is a 37% three-point shooter. You don't leave her wide open. It doesn't make any sense. You have to stop helping off of these players and expecting help to come and help never coming. If you're expecting rotation, the rotation never comes. Stop doing this because you're just giving up wide open three-point shots. Now check out this next play. Caitlin Clark brings it down low into the paint, and the defense leaves Aaliyah Boston wide open. She doesn't shoot the shot. She has to shoot this because if the defense is going to collapse on Caitlin Clark, if they're going to triple team her in the paint, and Aaliyah Boston is left that wide open, she has to shoot it because she can actually hit those. And look what happens when Caitlin Clark comes back around to get the ball. She ends up being double teamed again. She gives it to Aaliyah, and Aaliyah is clogged up in the paint. Nothing good happens from this play. It's a turnover. This is what I do not like to see. The Indiana Fever players, when they get left wide open, you have to be able to shoot it. Look, if Caitlin Clark draws that much defensive attention, you have to be able to shoot it. Aaliyah Boston is able to shoot it. She has to actually just shoot it. That's really what it is, because before the Olympic break, we saw her hit these shots, and lately she hasn't been hitting them, and I don't know if it's because of reps. I don't know if because she's not shooting them that much in the game, but she has to start hitting these shots, and she definitely can't be afraid to shoot them. Now look at this next play. A'ja Wilson fakes a screen. She gets a favorable matchup, and she shoots it up and over Aaliyah Boston. That is a big-time shot from A'ja Wilson. The Las Vegas Aces are obviously a better team than the Indiana Fever, but if you cannot stop A'ja Wilson, you don't have a chance to win. I'm not saying A'ja Wilson is the only reason the Aces won, but if you can't stop A'ja, you can't win the game. So you have to be able to helm her up, and I think A'ja just got off to a really good start, even though she was inefficient in this game. Now, this is how the Indiana Fever got back in this game. Notice how in transition, Kelsey Mitchell cuts back door. Caitlin Clark finds her. What a pass, man. What a finish, man. This is what I like to see. Good things happen when Kelsey Mitchell cuts back door. As we have become accustomed to seeing, every single time the Indiana Fever go down big time, Kelsey Mitchell gets them back in the game. Now look at this next play. Aaliyah Boston fakes this handoff, and Kelsey Mitchell cuts back door. Good things happen when Kelsey Mitchell cuts back door. I love this play, man. We talked about it earlier in the season. The Indiana Fever's offense can get really, really stagnant. And when it gets stagnant, Kelsey Mitchell's movement can give the offense more flow. I think she is a player that understands her role these days. She knows she is to play off ball, and she takes that to the heart. She takes that to the max. I love this. Now look, the Indiana Fever players are not getting stops, but I want you to notice Kelsey Mitchell getting them back in the game. Look, the time's running out, and what a big-time three-point shot from Kelsey Mitchell. She is cooking. She is the reason the Indiana Fever players are getting back into this game. It's her movement. It's her effort. She's a dog, and she's able to get this team back in the game when they go down really low because she's an offensive machine. Now look at this. We have a 4-point game. Caitlin Clark brings it in and draws this foul. What an and one play from Caitlin Clark. I love this. Obviously, Caitlin Clark didn't shoot the ball very well in this game. I mean, she was 1 for 10 from the three-point line, but I like to see her score in other ways. Look, your three-point shot's not always going to fall. Shoot some layups, shoot some mid-range shots, shoot some floaters. That's what Caitlin Clark has been doing, and I think she's able to score very well even when the three-point shot's not falling. Now check this out. This is why the Indiana Fever could not secure the victory. Look, even when the game's getting really close, if you leave Kelsey Plum wide open in the corner, nothing good is going to happen out of that. You can't leave her that wide open. It's just you can't do that. You have to rotate if you're going to help off of her. The Indiana Fever players don't rotate. It's why they have such bad perimeter defense. This is what's wrong with the Fever. I've been saying it for a long time now. If you can't play perimeter defense, you can't win games. Now check out this next play. Off a pick and roll, once again, you have Kelsey Mitchell and Aaliyah Boston double teaming. I don't like these kinds of plays. It doesn't make much sense to me. And notice how Kelsey Mitchell gambles for a steal here. She gambles for it. She's running off in the wrong direction. That leaves Mrs. Plum wide open for a three-point shot. I do not like these kinds of plays. Right now, the Indiana Fever's biggest problem is perimeter defense. They have to fix that. If you can't stop the other team from showering down three-point shots, you will not win games. And look, that's where we're going to end off this video. That's where we're going to end off this analysis, because at the end of the day, this is the Indiana Fever reality. They played well on offense. They got themselves back into the game, but they can't stop the other team behind the three-point line. That's why they're losing. Either way, that's where we're going to end off this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I certainly did. For everybody wondering where I've been at, I've just been very busy. I tried to make a video on the Atlanta Dream game. Then halfway through editing it, I realized it was going to take too long. And I really had to attend to other things because I was really busy for the past few days. But we're back now. I sorted all that out. I still might get busy here and there, but we are on a track to be able to post consistently. So hope you guys enjoyed. I certainly did. Peace out, y'all. Peace out.